Welcome back, all you fantastic, fabulous, phenomenal, even though phenomenal starts with a P, football fanatic, freakazoid fan. As always, I'm your host, Adrian,
I'm your host, Chris.
and welcome back to a much belated episode of Point After Podcast. I think it's been, about 8 weeks since our last episode?
It has been a while, but
Yeah.
that also means that this is a much anticipated episode of the
Yeah.
show.
Great. Many apologies to fans of the show that we've been waiting for us. It's just between holidays, family stuff, and work schedules. I think Chris and I had alternating like days off for at least the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, it was like every week I was like, dude, I'm so sorry something comes up from like either one of us. But yeah. So we do apologize. But thanks for sticking with us.
So
Thanks
happy
for watching.
holidays to those who celebrate.
Yeah, happy holidays. But the most important holiday is still yet to happen.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day is important.
It's very
Don't get me
important.
wrong.
Yeah, very important.
But I'm talking about the big game.
The big game because its true name is copyrighted.
It actually is trademarked.
It is,
believe it or not.
And I'm not paying the NFL to use their.
No, they got to pay us.
Yeah, they got to pay us. If anything, we're sponsoring them with our. This is free advertisement for them, and they
Yeah.
pay us. Yeah,
We're doing free lip service for them, if you think about it. So, yeah, they really should be paying us.
I do have a big kind of like running joke on the channel that I want to bring up because we were gone for a little while, and I had a fan message me a few times. Hey, is the pod dead? I'm like, no, dude, we're so busy. Where do you think the Carolina Panthers fan podcast is right now? Because they gave up on their team, and then their team makes it to the playoffs.
You have to ride that wave of like momentum. Like the Panthers were dead in the water, and then that fan podcast quit, and then the Panthers started doing good. So it's like you can't mess up the energy and come back now, because if they come back, they're gonna start doing bad. So
I guess.
So I hope that for the Panthers' sake, they've realized this. But who knows? I mean, they could have just seen it and been like, "Oh wow, show's back on. Show's back on, everyone."
Yeah, I mean that would be funny. That's not what we're doing here. We didn't abandon the NFL season because the greatest team on earth just didn't have a good season. No. Which, speaking of the greatest team on earth, I got a new jersey for the holidays.
Yeah, show it off for the people.
Oh,
there we go. Number 17. Who's number 17?
Brandon Aubrey, automatic.
You guys do not understand. Brandon Aubrey is the GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT.
Oh man. Yeah, it's always great to see Brandon Aubrey take the field. Good problem to have if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan or player.
Oh man, we have to settle for this 54-yard field goal again.
Yeah. Coach, it's 4th and like inches. Do we go for it? Nah, just settle for the 3. But coach, it's a 62-yard field goal. Yeah, just settle for the 3.
Automatic. The GOAT.
But maybe this episode might run a little bit longer. Hopefully not. But Chris and I just wanted to get together and recap the playoffs.
Yeah, we had pretty interesting playoffs. Now that we know who the two teams in the Super Bowl are.
In the big game are.
In the big game, sorry. I said the Superb Owl, actually. That's different.
Superb Owl, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can just recap, talk about, who the big winners and the big losers of the playoffs are, who, surprised us, who underwhelmed us, and, who's just beginning the opening of their window and whose window was slammed shut this year. All good things to, really get into, really discuss.
Yes, sir. And there's a lot to talk about, especially with like the end of the season coming. Excuse me, coming about. But let's get into the games. Kind of, I mean, we're like 2 weeks removed from some of these games, so no point in like going into the numbers really. But
Yeah.
we had first off, I got the Rams in a nail biter against the Panthers. I was listening to this game on the radio because I was driving to California while it was going on, and I really thought the Panthers were going to win it, man.
Dude, this was a crazy game. Also, like, wild card week, easily the best week of the playoffs, dude. Like, all the games were bangers. I think there's only like a couple snoozers, and like
Yeah, there was
all the
a
other
few
games.
stinkers.
There were a couple, but the ratio of stinkers to good games in wild card weekend was pretty good. And kicked off with that Rams and Panthers game. Dude, you're right though. It was looking like for a little bit like, oh my god, are the Panthers gonna do it?
Yeah, I mean, immediately I was thinking about that like fan podcast, and I mean, this is why. I mean, they put 31 points on the Rams, and I really thought the Panthers were going to win because the Panthers did beat the Rams once already during the regular season.
They did.
So, that being said, kept it close. Ultimately, it did make the Rams look like one of the weaker teams going into like the divisional round. I mean, yeah, 34 points is a lot, but like nobody really thought that the Panthers were going to be big contenders.
No, I mean everyone was saying like the Panthers were going to get destroyed.
Yeah, exactly.
People were saying like this is ridiculous that this team's even in the playoffs. We need to change the rules. We need to like if your team's under 500, they should like forfeit their spot or whatever.
Yeah. Someone's got to win that division.
Yeah, someone's got to win it. And I don't know, dude. The Panthers, I mean, they didn't win, obviously, but like they looked way better than.
I promise you that this game was way more entertaining than if the Buccaneers would have played it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The Bucs just fell apart, dude. And at one point, like we were really like up on them.
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
How the turntables.
Yeah. This was probably the craziest game of the wild card weekend. The Packers at the Bears.
Dude. The Bears formula is just like look absolutely cooked for 3.5 quarters and then just win.
It is the ultimate, like, I don't know, man. I was watching this and I'm like, this is just like watching part 2.
It really is. It really is. Also,
oh man, I've just gotten beat up all like game long. Call an ambulance, but not for me.
For real. This one was looking like a snoozer. I was so upset because I was like, oh, well, not only, did the Packers advance, which I'm a big Packers hater, but not only do they advance, but our draft pick, the Cowboys draft pick, gets worse.
Yeah.
But then a glorious event, a glorious comeback by Caleb Williams. And I mean, also like it was a great comeback. Don't get me wrong, but like,
what a collapse from the Packers that was.
It was just an insane collapse. Like they were just moving the ball like crazy the first half. They're looking like this is just going to be, they're going to get stomped. The Bears are going to get stomped, and then the second.
And then they went 4 times in a row.
Yeah, yeah, and the second half comes around, and the Packers just like, what happened? They just fell apart.
Yeah, that was an insane game. It was pretty crazy.
That's how their regular season game went too, right? One of their regular season games.
Yeah. I
After
mean,
the slow
they're
part, yeah.
both the regular season games basically came down to very similar, like game winning or game losing drives.
Yeah. Um, but just what a game. And also, like, this was just, for Cowboys fans, like, obviously we would rather our team be in the playoffs, but this was a great,
The
great
hate watch has
weekend
been
for the
great.
hate watchers. The hate watchers feasted during Wild Card weekend, and this was one half of it. This is one half of it, but just Packers lose. Trayvon Diggs, um, he was only on the field for one play, but he got absolutely torched.
And then he got cut from the Packers.
And then he gets cut, and the Cowboys draft pick improves. So I give
Yeah.
this game an A+.
Also, because he was picked up by the Packers and then cut immediately from the Packers, it puts us off the hook for like the $1.6 million that Dallas owes him.
Everything's coming up Cowboys right now.
The stars are aligning.
Stars are aligning. The star is aligning.
Woo, that's a good one. Another insane game. Bills Jaguars. I really was expecting like. Maybe I'm a hater, but I really thought that the Jaguars were going to just stomp over the Bills the entire game. So I was a little upset when the Bills ended up winning this one. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, this was a really good game though. This is like the most, I think, evenly matched game we saw in the wild card round. And no matter what, not even in the playoffs, the Jaguars cannot escape the 1 p.m. slot of doom. It's their home. I saw a tweet where it's like, even if the Jaguars make the big game, they gonna have it at 1 p.m.
But in wholesome news, did you see the post-game conference from the Jaguars?
I believe so. Refresh my memory.
So Liam Cohen, the head coach for the Jaguars, is like at the whatever it's called, the podium or whatever, where they're talking, right?
Yeah.
Is it what is it called? A lectern?
I would just call it the podium. Lectern. Is that the official term?
I think it's called a lectern. Hold on.
Me no words good.
It is a lectern.
Okay.
Yes.
Good to know. It's a lectern.
So yeah, Liam Cohen's at the lectern, and this woman, raises her hand to ask a question. And she's like, announces her name, who she's with, and then just like starts talking about, first of all, I just want to congratulate you, young man, on the incredible work that you did with this team. And then like goes on for like 2 minutes to like compliment Liam Cohen and the entire like Jaguar organization, and congratulate them on like all their hard work and everything this season.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Was it a Jags reporter or was it like Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, well, I mean, dude, he deserves the praise. Like, he turned that program around in like one season.
Not only did he turn that program around, where did he come from?
He came from the Bucks.
He did not come from the Bucks.
He definitely came from the Bucks.
Oh yeah, I mean, okay, he was the OC from the Bucks, and then the OC for the Rams for like the year prior.
He was like that kind of like wonderkind, like genius type, but he actually worked so far. It's year one. It's year one of the program, but I think this is like a huge step in the right direction for the Jags. Passing game looks really good. That defense was really solid too. Like, I know they lost, but like, I don't know. The Bills are also like, this wasn't like the strongest version of the Bills we've seen. Like, this is probably the most mid Bills team in a while, but like, experience matters in the playoffs, dude. Like, and I feel like that's where they were able to pull this one out, because it was a close game, but I feel like they just like, won because they had a bit more experience being in that spot before.
Yeah, I mean, also like the nerves of what's his name, Trevor Lawrence kind of got to him with that like game-ending pick.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a great
It
game.
was a good game, yeah. Um,
We'll see what happens to the Bills after that game.
yeah. I mean, not to spoil anything, but it's easier to say more about the team that lost because there's less news about it, so you can just like kind of
Yeah.
like finish it there.
Yeah, definitely. But so yeah, I think it was like a great season for the Jags to build on. One that they desperately needed after like things just kind of have not been going their way. Um so yeah, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do next year, see how they're gonna build on it.
Yeah. The next game we got the second half of the hate watch. We had the 49ers at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Like I said, dude, we were feasting.
We were eating good.
We were eating good.
I really don't know where to begin with this one. I mean, Saquon Barkley did get like a 100-yard rushing game, which he did not have very many of those this season.
No, he had a very mid-season by his standards.
Yeah, you would almost think he was on the Giants with how mid he was this season.
Yeah, for real.
But Eagles lost, and of course the fans were immediately blaming like, "Oh, AJ Brown, our best player, gone. We want him gone."
He probably is going to be gone.
He probably is. I heard rumors that he's been asking for a trade since like week 8 from that team.
Yeah.
Is AJ Brown a good player? Yes. Would I want him on like my squad? Sure. But to just be like, oh yeah, our best receiver, let's get him out of here. I mean, could you imagine AJ Brown on, I don't know, a team like the Patriots?
That would be scary.
I don't know, on a team like the Seahawks.
Also scary. He's already on the Bird team. But you know,
AJ
it's also
Brown
like,
lined up on the other side across from Puka Nacua.
oh my god, that would be crazy. But also, you know, careful what you wish for. He could be a Titan again. He could go back to the Titans.
Yeah. Philadelphia Eagles kind of in shambles.
It was one of the worst offensive performances I've seen from a team in the playoffs. That in a game that doesn't involve like insane weather. And it's like crazy because like last year after like in the Super Bowl, sorry, in the big game last year, Jalen Hurts the Super Owl. Jalen Hurts like legit like balled out. And it's like that pays me to say as a hater. But he did.
Yeah, he did have a good game.
Yeah. After that game, I was like, well, maybe I don't know, maybe I've been too harsh on him. Maybe he is like better than people give him credit for. And then he follows it up with an extremely mid-season, and just a terrible, probably his worst playoff performance ever. And people have already been saying like, oh, it's the offensive coordinator, it's the scheme, it's the head coach. Offensive coordinator was fired after that game. I'm blanking on his name.
Kevin Patullo.
Patullo, thank you.
And it was like 2 days after the game.
Yeah. But it's like after that, I'm fully back on the Jalen Hurts trutherism. He's overrated. He's mid. He has one of the best receivers in football, and his number 2, Devonta Smith, is no slouch either. Has the best running back in football. Has a great O-line. I don't care. No excuse, bro. No excuse. I don't care like how much turmoil is in the locker room. I don't care how many problems AJ Brown is allegedly causing. Like, no excuse, bro. That stacked of a team. The goodwill and like the me being like, oh, maybe he's not that bad from the Super Bowl last year. That has expired.
Expired.
Yes. This isn't a what have you done league. This is a what have you done for me lately league. And it's like he just did not perform and a team that, let's be real, like a team that had Super Bowl aspirations, a team that had like big expectations. So I don't know. I don't know how long it's gonna be till like if the excuses stop. It's like, oh, it's the coach, it's the O line, or not the O line. It's like the offensive scheme, the OC, and like people start realizing that like, hey man, maybe the problem's the guy under center.
Yeah, well, I will tell you that ultimately Kevin Patullo, excuse me, did a lot of their problems come from that OC? Yes. But who's the one who hired and brought in that dude?
Coach.
It's Nick Sirianni.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me, that's the bigger issue within the Eagles organization is Nick Sirianni. But
that's definitely a big issue.
If you're an Eagles like member or fan, don't listen to me. Your team's fine. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, you should extend Sirianni. Give him a lifetime contract. I think you should do that. But it's like, yeah, you're right though. Like Sirianni is like probably the biggest problem. I mean, the team like won last year in spite of him. But I really think Jalen Hurts, like if he keeps performing like he did this season, that's not helping. But
also, in more recent news, their DB coach from the Philadelphia Eagles. Sorry, my cat is trying to play fetch right now. I don't know if you can hear her. The DB coach from the Eagles, Christian Parker, I think his name is, was just hired as the new DC to the Dallas Cowboys.
How are we feeling about this hire?
Considering that this guy is the guy who was the mastermind behind DBs like Cooper DeJean, and let's be real, one of the only reasons why the Eagles made it this far is one, the NFC East kind of just reeked this season, and two, the Eagles just had a pretty decent defense that managed to keep them in the game despite their offensive imperformance. And now you just removed one of the reasons why their defense was so key the last two seasons was their secondary, or the DB coach, their secondary. Don't get me wrong, like he's not the one on the field, but I think that's an excellent hire and a huge loss for the Eagles going into next season.
I agree. I really like this hire. I've been listening to a ton of interviews with him, and he's like been saying all the right things so far. He's talking about like the importance of IQ in his team. So Bell, it's been a good run. We won't be seeing him on the Cowboys anymore.
Marquise Bell?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I really do like the hire. Obviously, like we'll see how it goes come game day, but so far he seems like the right guy, and I'm like really excited to see what the Cowboys defense will look like under him.
I can tell you it certainly couldn't be worse than what we received this season.
Also, let's go. Eberflus is gone.
The bad man's gone.
The bad man is gone. He can't hurt us anymore.
I will say that it was very pleasant not having to watch that defense. Like, I know some people were giving me like laughing, oh, this chat is reserved for teams that are in the playoffs only. Like, all I can say is I am so glad my team did not make it into the playoffs, because then I would have had to watch my team just get scored like a 40 burger on them.
Yeah, best case scenario was like a one and done and just a worse draft position. So,
Yeah, I'm glad I did not have to watch us like go 6-41.
Yeah, all things considered, not bad. But yeah, LOL Eagles, ha 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 ha. Love to see it get owned. And I hope they enjoyed their last time in a while winning the division, because them boys are coming next year.
So, the Giants also got a pretty decent, very scary hire.
You think so?
John Harbaugh, I think, is a pretty scary hire.
I think he's good. I think it's a good, not great hire. I think it's better than what they've had. Like he'll definitely improve the program, but I don't know if Harbaugh is the guy that's going to get them over the hump.
Okay, but he doesn't need to get them over the hump. He just needs to get them to a team that can rival the rest of the division.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know. I think he should do that. But also another question is like, he's been in the league a while. His offenses have looked kind of dated. A lot of the time, he got bailed out by just having like one of the best quarterbacks in the game.
Look,
Who, like,
I'm not trying to glaze Jackson Dart or Cam Scatterboo, but when those two were like on fire, they were doing really good. We were watching the Giants like, man, am I kind of rooting for the Giants right now?
I don't know. I think it's a step in the right direction for sure. It's definitely an upgrade, but we'll see. I'm still in. We'll see. They got to prove me wrong first. You know, they've been such a dumpster fire for so long now that like I'm not gonna be scared until I start seeing real results.
It's gonna take a lot more than that to impress me.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Next up, I have the Chargers Patriots game. I'm gonna be honest. I did not watch this one.
I just feel so vindicated. I was just like from the beginning of the year, I was like, the Chargers are not it. They were getting so much hype. People were like, oh my god, this team, they're legit. And then they beat the Chiefs in week 1. And it's like, oh my god, it's the Chargers year. And I was just like, nope. I don't see it with this team. And they got dunked on, dude. They got dunked on. Justin Herbert had another really bad performance in the playoffs, which is kind of the norm now. And people are going to say, like, oh, it's like everything people were saying after this game was like, oh, but the O line, oh, but like the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, people
like
to make a lot of excuses for Justin Herbert.
He's if man. It's oh my god, if he had a decent O line, you had a decent offensive coordinator. Imagine how good he'd be. Just always what ifs. And I kind of want to save. There's something else, another point I want to make where I compare him to another quarterback that I think gets a lot of like unfair hate, who I've also been critical of, to be fair. But I think I want to save that point for a little later because I think it kind of fits in better with another guy. But I was talking about it with Jalen Hurts too. Like he gets a lot of excuses, but like I've never seen a quarterback that people make more excuses for than Justin Herbert. And I don't know. The Chargers just looked terrible. Like this was like not a competitive game. They fired their offensive coordinator like immediately after this game, and they hired Mike McDaniel, former Dolphins head coach, which I actually do think that's a good hire. I think is a much better OC than head coach. But,
sorry, I can continue talking. I just kicked something.
No, you're good. We'll see. This game, honestly, like I feel like there's not as much to say about the game itself, other than just like the Chargers got destroyed, and yeah, I mean this game was kind of a sneezer, but that's how it be sometimes. You know, not every game can be a winner.
Yeah. The head coaching carousel has definitely begun in the NFL, and it's not over. So I know it's almost hard to keep up with all the head coaching firings and hirings.
I know, and there's still some vacancies, so we're not done yet.
I don't have anything else to say about this game.
No, I kind of don't either. I mean, not a ton happened. Just the Chargers got the beat down.
I'd argue that this next one was actually worse.
Okay.
We had the Texans beating the Steelers 30-6. And don't let that score make you think that this was a competitive game. This game was a snooze fest until like the third or fourth quarter when the Texans defense finally got like a pick six or it was like a scoop and score.
Yeah, it's like you look at the score and it's like, oh wow, the Texans must have had like a really good complete game on both sides of the ball, right?
No.
Right? No. I mean, the only reason this game was like the Texans won from as big as a margin as they did is just because their defense balled out and the Steelers' offense is just completely anemic. It was like a war of just dead offenses, and then finally the Texans' defense was like, "Wait a second, we're goated. We're nice with it." And I thought we were watching Aaron Rodgers like retirement ceremony. I was like, "That's it. Like he can't come back from this. Like this is like the worst performance of his life. He threw like horrible picks. His last pass was like a pick six, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's the last pass of his career." But I don't know.
What I can say is that I was really sad to find out the following day Mike Tomlin was not fired, but chose to step down as a head coach from the Steelers organization.
Where it's like I think it was one of those like if you don't resign, we're gonna fire you things.
Maybe.
Kind of safe face.
That man definitely had a lot of love for the Steelers organization to definitely make that move.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like that was a bad decision to convince him to leave if that's the case. I know the 9-8 memes were everywhere and blah blah blah, right?
Right.
But you can only make a run for it if you get into the playoffs.
Right. And it's like he did what it's not like he has like the final say on like roster construction too. Like he squeezed a lot out of like some really like unbalanced teams. And yeah, I mean, dude, he's like for his entire tenure was like one of the better coaches in the league.
Yeah, he won 2 Super Bowls with Pittsburgh?
I think just one.
Just one?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, dude, he's like one of the longest tenured coaches in the league. He was the man, like all of his players like respected him a ton. And
let's be real, some of the teams that he had to deal with were not good teams.
No.
So, I don't know. He did get a lot of blames from the fans. But ultimately, I think it was unfair criticism. Most of it.
I agree. A lot of it was undeserved. I think some of it, maybe sometimes he's a little too old school. And like I think he could have adapted to modern offenses a bit better, but that's nitpicky. And it's like the thing is like it's unfortunate, but like whenever like a team is like stagnant like this, heads do have to roll, and like usually that first head that's gonna roll is gonna be the head coach.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know, it probably was time for a change and it sucks, but like, it is what it is. Like you don't coach the same, most guys like don't coach the same team forever. And I don't know. I wonder what he's going to do. I think he said he's going to take at least a year off.
Yeah. I heard he was going to do like just media stuff for like a year.
Yeah, because I feel like if he's ready and if he wants to come back, I feel like he's gonna be a hot commodity, dude. Because like that's like a proven like winner.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Buccaneers might try to get him in a year or two from now.
I could see that.
But anyway, that was it for the wild card round, divisional round.
Oh, except also his replacement. Rodgers got his guy, dude.
What happened?
They hired McCarthy.
Yeah, that's right. They took Mike McCarthy. I forgot about that. I told you it's so hard to remember and keep up with all the changes.
Yeah, that's like
bad move. If you ask me.
Oh yeah, I agree. That's an atrocious move. But I mean, I guarantee you that's them trying to keep Aaron Rodgers. Like,
to be fair though, yeah, did Aaron Rodgers look booty in this game? Yeah. But he didn't have like a lot of target or people to like throw the ball to, and ultimately like he still had the ability to read those defenses more or less and tear them up.
That's the thing, and I think also another factor is like I don't know if like what else is available is like really an upgrade. Like it's a weak draft class. Um, there's not really that many good like dudes that are available, so
Yeah.
they might just if he wants to come back, like I feel like they might just have to run it back with Rodgers and just see what happens.
All right, divisional round. We had honestly probably the game of the playoffs, in my opinion, was right here. Bills Broncos.
Dude, that was a crazy game.
I mean, yeah.
Was it a catch? Was
Okay.
it a catch?
You want to talk about this? You want to talk about this catch?
I feel like, I mean, that's like the one moment from this game everyone's going to remember. So, might as well.
So let's talk about that late catch ruled an interception, okay? So if I would remember correctly, the rule is if there's a contested catch, then if both players go down, it goes to the offense. Personally, in my opinion, I think we should change that to it goes to the defense because there's no rules that like actually benefit the defense in this league.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you change it to it going to the defense, that's now two rules that benefit the defense because the other one is the fumble out of the end zone becomes a touchback.
Right. Yeah.
So one,
I can see that.
I'm in favor of that. But ultimately, I don't know. I don't think that ball was going to survive the ground. It didn't look like the guy really had it. Like, if you ask me, I think it was a catch at some point. But, I mean, if he would have gotten up, that ball was out of his hands anyway.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think that call could have gone either way. And depending on which team you were rooting for, you'd either love the call or hate the call.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like the way it always goes, like controversial calls like that. It's like, did this like have a factor in deciding the game? It's like, yeah, sure, but like also, that call it didn't like force Josh Allen to turn the ball over 5 times.
Right, and that's what you told you because that's what we talked about because you were like, I don't know, it looked like those calls were a little sus, and my response was normally I would agree. If this was the one and only like turnover that happened in the game, I'd be like, yeah, that's super sus. But forced fumble from Brandon from the Broncos defense on Brandon Cooks, and then Josh Allen had the most boneheaded, like that's a bonehead like of the week award right there, fumble right before the half, and then he fumbles it again right after the second half kickoff, and then throws another like pick at some point. Or no, no, he throws another pick. So this catch interception thing was his second pick of the day, and then he throws another one during overtime. So like, yeah, you could be like, oh, but they would have won if the ball was ruled a catch, not an interception. Yeah, they also would have won if Josh Allen didn't turn over the ball 3 other times prior to that.
Yeah,
moment.
exactly.
And
yeah, I think this is where it turns into the dunk on the Bills part because Josh Allen, what are you doing, bro? Like that fumble, like you said, the one right before the second half, like just I mean, he like lateraled it to nobody. He just like tosses it behind him, and
what did he think was going to happen?
Yeah, so what do you think is going to happen? And then a Broncos defender picks it up and then it turns into points. I mean, it's one thing to just like have a dumb fumble like that, and then nothing happens, but that just immediately turned into points. And then the Broncos kicked a field goal off of it right before halftime,
But that
and
was free.
it's free.
Yeah, it was free. I mean, there was like 3 seconds on the clock when they recovered that fumble.
Yeah. And how much did the Bills lose by again?
3.
Oh, 3 points.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, this would have been way different if the Broncos were able to actually get more than 9 points off of 5 turnovers, but still.
Still, that was enough. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it could have been like a way bigger blowout if the Broncos converted off of more of those turnovers. But still, dude, like, not a good look. And I was just thinking the entire time is like, imagine if Dak Prescott had a game like this in the playoffs, dude. They would kill him. The media, we would still be hearing about it.
I want to talk. Is this what you were talking about when you were mentioning Justin Herbert?
Yes. I was
Okay.
like, imagine.
I'm glad you bring that up. Because we make all the not we, but the media makes all the excuses, all the what ifs for Justin Herbert. It's so forced, okay? But the Bills, Josh Allen, I get it. He does superhero ball all the time. You know, he rushes in for 4 touchdowns to win the game in the snow against the Chiefs or whatever. Sure. But then he's doing bonehead stuff like that fumble. Like, would you, like, your back is almost on the ground, like you're parallel to the floor, and you throw it towards your own end zone for what? There's no one back there.
This isn't the first time he's done something like that either. Like,
yeah, and I mean, the Bills have been living by Josh Allen and dying by Josh Allen in a lot of their games within the last 3 seasons. And every now and again, he'll have a bonehead game like this where he turns over the ball 5 times. Or 4 times, I think, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, like, no one makes excuses for him, but nobody gives him the hate that he deserves. Of like people just like tearing him open and saying, "You don't do that. You go down with the ball, or you just, I don't know, kneel down when there's only like 14 seconds left in the half." What do you think is going to happen?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It's just like, stop trying to play hero ball. But it's just like, I don't know. He's just such a like, can do no wrong. Like, how dare you criticize anything Josh Allen does? That's kind of like shifted after this game. Like, I feel like a lot more people have been critical of him, but like before that, it's just like nothing was ever his fault. And I don't know, he's just like the GOAT. Where it's like, I mean, if you look at his career numbers, they're not that different from Dak's. Like, they're really not.
The difference between him and Dak is that he's made it to an AFC Championship game. And look, again, as much as I would like to have success for my team, you can't make a run for it in the playoffs if you don't even make it to the playoffs to begin with.
No, for sure. For sure.
And outside of this 1 year, the Bills division, the AFC East, or is it North?
AFC East, yeah.
The AFC East has basically been free real estate for the Bills the last, 5 years?
Yeah.
I mean, the Jets are a joke. The Dolphins kind of had a run, 2 years ago?
Yeah, but they were still never like on the Bills level.
And the Patriots were also just like in a rebuild for like the last 6 years or 5 years, something like that. So you look at the NFC East in comparison, you had the Eagles make it to 2 Super Bowls and win 1 just within the last, 4 years?
Yeah.
So already they're like, if one team has already got good success there, you're already fighting that uphill battle. And Dallas still managed to make it to at least, 1 playoff appearance within those 4 years?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I know it's easy for us to talk about it because we're fans of the Dallas Cowboys, but it is truly the price to pay. It is the true cost of being a player for the Dallas Cowboys. I
Yeah.
like to think of like I watch old videos of like, was Tony Romo actually that good? And by every metric, if he did not have the star on his helmet, Tony Romo would be a franchise like Hall of Famer for any
Definitely.
other team not named the Dallas Cowboys.
But it's like, yeah, you're right. That's like the expectation. Like when you have the star on your helmet, the expectation is to win. And if you don't do that, like it hurts you a lot. Whereas, someone like Josh Allen, who's on a team that's never won a Super Bowl, he's probably the best, like probably one of the best, if not the best, like franchise or quarterback in like the franchise history. And
And I mean, they did have a quarterback take them to the Super Bowl 4 times.
that is true. But like, I mean, those teams are also like really stacked. But I don't know. Also, just to like continue dunking on the Bills, like I think they might be cooked. I think this might be the end of like the beginning of the end for their window, just because like
Oh, their window's gone, dude.
it's gone. I mean, dude, the Patriots. We'll talk a little bit more about the Patriots, but like they've just kind of passed them.
Not
And
just that, but I mean, have you been following the Bills lately? They fired their
yes,
head coach Sean McDermott and I think that was a wrong move because Sean McDermott was not the guy in charge of making that roster, and the guy who was has been promoted within the Bills organization.
right. But the thing is, a lot of people are also like critical of like because he's like a defensive minded head coach, and like a lot of the chokes in the playoffs this year have like been from the defense. There's like the 13 seconds game, which is like that was like the famous Bills choke. Um, so it's like, I mean, I'm not crazy about firing him. Like I could see it, but like you're right, where it's like if you're gonna fire him, you need to bring in someone new from like outside the organization, not just promote someone because like they're also part of the problem, but part of like the perceived problem that you're trying to fix by firing him. And it's like elevating someone doesn't fix that problem. Um, so yeah, and like not only that, like the way they mishandled Keon Coleman as well, which
Can
like
you emphasize that a lot more? Because I'm not too familiar with the whole Keon Coleman situation.
so Keon Coleman was like a really he wasn't a first rounder, but he was a really like early second rounder. And I mean that was like the highest they drafted a receiver in years. Um and he had like a ton of expectations and he's been a bust. So that's already like, pretty bad. You don't want like your high draft picks to bust, obviously. But then during like the press conference where they're like firing, like announcing like Eberflus, or not Eberflus, sorry, McDermott being fired. Um, they're like interviewing the Bills GM too, and he was just like dunking on like Coleman specifically. Like it's like the dude's obviously gonna get traded, but like he's like dunking on him like while he's still on the roster, and they're like the GM was like, it was never my idea to draft him. I never wanted to draft him. It was McDermott's idea. And then there was like a leak or like someone exposed like their draft day conversation. It's like, and it was like the GM was like completely on board with drafting him. So he just lied. He like dunked on his own player and also just like lied about not wanting to draft him. So
I mean, but that's how it goes, man. I mean, what is the GM or the owner going to be like? Oh yeah, it was my mistake. Like, when was the last time you heard Jerry Jones say, "Yeah, it was my mistake"? Not signing Micah Parsons or whatever.
true, but the correct thing to do in that situation then is just say nothing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I don't know. It just exposed like there's just like a ton of dysfunction with the Bills right now. And I don't know, man. They might be cooked.
Yeah, their window's gone. I mean, they're in shambles. They're firing people. They're firing the wrong people, and also, yeah, like you said, the Patriots are on the up.
The big game. A team that they like completed their entire rebuild and made it to the big game.
In what,
Like,
6 years?
Yeah, during the entire Bills window. Essentially, so
Yeah, this was the Bills' one good shot. I mean, they had no Burrow, no Mahomes, to like go up against getting their path to the AFC,
they're
championship game.
They're like by far the most experienced team in the AFC.
And not just they were the most experienced team in the AFC for sure. But not just that. Their competition this season was Trevor Lawrence, right? Okay, and I'm not going to take anything away from the Jags. I think that was a really good game, right?
Right.
But they lost to the Denver Broncos in year 2 with Bo Nix.
Yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Teams will lose to the Broncos. A lot of teams lost to the Broncos this season. It's the year of the horse. But
they were like, I mean, they're the 1 seed, right? And like they definitely earned it. But like they were 1 seed that like a lot of people considered to be like
fraudulent,
quote unquote, fraudulent.
So, yeah.
This was their shot, dude.
This was their shot. I mean, this was the East. This was one of the weaker 1 seeds that we've seen in recent memory, for sure.
Yeah. But I mean, that's all. I don't know. I had a lot of I wanted to say about the Bills, but that's basically everything.
Okay. Well, this next one's really quick. We have the 49ers getting absolutely obliterated by the Seattle Tunas. I mean, the Seahawks. I'm not letting go. That joke is so funny, man.
I know, man. They might have earned their way out of the Tuna title.
No, you can't take this away from me. But anyway, that Seahawks defense was pretty nasty, and I mean, game started with a kickoff return touchdown, and that was more points than the Niners were able to score all game.
Yeah, yep. That was literally enough points to win the game in the opening kickoff. So,
but I don't know. We can try to make excuses for the Niners. Oh, they were super injured. They were they were held together by McCaffrey, friends, and duct tape. But ultimately, I mean, you don't get shut out 6-41 due to injuries, But I could be wrong. I mean, they were starting to put jerseys on the cheerleaders at some point. That's a joke. They weren't really.
Right, but yeah, I mean, team was banged up. People were getting hurt in the game. Man, if only they had someone like Sam Darnold on their team.
What do you mean? They have Brock Purdy.
I know, exactly. They could have had, because also like Sam Darnold was a backup for them for a year.
Yeah, I know that. Oh, okay. That's why I was saying like Brock Purdy was also a backup.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, this is, an annihilation.
Next up, we have the Texans at the Patriots. This wasn't that great of a game. I mean, the Texans, their defense kept them in the game for as much as they could, but I mean, CJ Stroud with 4 picks could not stop turning over the ball. He had a lot of fumbles against the Steelers the week before, and I mean, in this game, I'm not going to say that the Patriots defense is that like dominant, but like, come on, man, like 4 picks. That man was just, how to explain? That is the Jameis Winston award right there. This guy went all vert and just pressed a button.
If it was the Jameis Winston award, it would come with 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, this is true.
Well, yeah. This is just like Jameis Winston without any of the fun stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was like, dude, this was the dunk on CJ Stroud game. Like, I mean, what a fall off. The dude has like, I mean, he had that incredible like rookie year 2 years
Yeah.
ago, and then he has just regressed so hard ever since.
And he's coming on to a contract year now, isn't he?
Yeah, if I'm the Texans, like, I would like seriously consider moving on.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, like, we'll see. We'll see how his fourth year option goes. You know, right? He's coming
Yeah,
into his fourth year,
yeah.
so excuse me.
Well, like they were like seriously like there was talk of like benching him during that game. Like they like put Davis Mills in. Like he couldn't possibly be worse.
Yeah, I don't know if he would be better, but he couldn't be worse. Yeah, I agree with that statement.
Yeah, and it's just like what a like horrible performance. If Dak Prescott had that performance, no, I'm not. I'm not harping on that.
I mean, you're not wrong though.
Yeah. But yeah, just like kind of like wasting like what was like a generational defense, dude. Like it's crazy how dominant that Texans defense was this year, and they're just going home early because CJ Stroud fumbled it 4 times. And,
He threw 4 picks.
or sorry, yeah, threw 4 picks.
Yeah.
And just could not get it done.
All right, all right. I don't have anything else to say.
Not me either.
All right, Rams at Bears. Now this game was kind of like looking like a beat down. The Rams were beating the Bears, and the Bears just had the most like insano Hail Mary like get into overtime pass of all time.
That was one of the craziest plays I've ever seen in my life, dude.
The dude drops back like 20 yards, and I saw that. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, because like, it was gonna be the last play of the game, and like also like the O line crumbled immediately. Like there was just like as soon as he snapped it, like there's pressure on him, and he just starts dropping back. I'm like, oh, it's over, it's over, and then he just lobs it up, dude, and finds Cole Kmet. Insanity.
But I will say that they lost because of Caleb Williams also. I mean, it was what, 2nd and 10 or 1st and 10 in OT. They had the ball. Next score wins.
Yeah.
They only needed what, 15 more yards to be into like a very good field goal, shot. No business throwing that ball. No business. Like, yeah, okay, your pocket's collapsing. Like, just run outside, stop the clock. You don't even need to stop the clock, And
Yeah,
he
definitely.
just throws a horrible pick. There's some talks about the receiver, just what's his name, DJ Moore, kind of giving up on that ball. Sure, you can argue that, but ultimately that ball should never have been thrown into.
Yeah, he probably wasn't even expecting it.
Yeah, exactly. So that ball should never have been thrown. It was picked, and they lost the game. I mean, come on, 3 picks, Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Back to the whole like, what I was saying about the Bills game. Oh, I can't believe, like, not that there was much ref ball or anything, but like, I can't believe the refs let the Rams win this game. Like, you had no business throwing that ball. No business.
Yeah. Especially, they were in such a good spot, like you said. Like they got the ball back. All they had to do was kick a field goal to win, and they were moving it well too. They were like moving it on the ground, hitting like short passes, and then they just completely abandon that and go for like the home run play, and there was a pick. So I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't the move, but I don't know. All things considered, like pretty good season for the Bears, I think.
Yeah, good season. I mean, heartbreaker, but good season.
Mm-hmm.
Now there was something I did not mention during the Bills Broncos game, but it is prevalent to talking about the Patriots Broncos game.
Oh, what's up?
On the third to last play of that game against the Bills, quarterback Bo Nix from the Denver Broncos breaks his freaking ankle.
Oh yeah, how did we miss that? Yeah.
So the Broncos went into this game without their starting quarterback. And don't get me wrong, Jared Stidham has not touched the ball in like 5 seasons or 5 years, but there was a lot of people saying that they were totally okay. Like if they had to rely on a backup quarterback, let it be Jared Stidham. I don't know if it was delusion, if it was hope,
It was Cope.
or if it was cope. And I'm not gonna lie, the Broncos were actually this close to beating the Patriots.
They were right there.
But the Patriots won it 10-7. Patriots are making it back to the Super Bowl. The somehow the evil empire has returned.
Yeah. Oh man, well it was a fun 6-year vacation with the Chiefs, but now
You realize every AFC Championship game over the last 15 years has either been Chiefs or Patriots attending.
that is crazy.
Yep.
But yeah. Also, like I don't love it when people like complain about schedules, but I would say the Patriots kind of had, I don't want to use the word easy, but like they did not have the most difficult path to the big game.
Let's see. Raiders, I mean Dolphins are a joke. Titans are a joke. Browns joke. Jets are a joke. They play them twice.
Mm-hmm.
Giants are a joke. Again, Dolphins, Jets. I mean, in terms of like the teams that made it to the playoffs, I'd say they had one of the weaker schedules, but you also have to give some credit to like the teams that they did beat during the regular season. They beat teams like, you can argue the Panthers are a joke, right? The Panthers, still made it to the playoffs. They beat the Bills at least once. They beat the Bucks, which I mean, the Bucks were still doing really well at the time, right?
Right.
They beat the Falcons, which remember, everyone within the NFC South all just basically had the same record. So beating the Falcons, the Bucks, and the Panthers were basically like beating the same like playoff, potential team 3 times right there. They beat the Bengals, which the Bengals were beat up, but that still was a crazy offense that they had,
For sure.
They beat the Ravens.
Ravens were kind of mid this year.
Yeah, I know, but like you can argue, they beat mid to good teams. But out of those mid to good teams, some of those teams, were playoff contenders.
Sure.
But
also look at their playoff schedule as well. Their teams they beat in the playoffs. They beat the Chargers. They beat CJ Stroud. Which CJ Stroud just kind of beat himself. And then they had the Broncos without their starting quarterback.
I mean, if we're talking purely the playoffs, you're right. They did not have the hardest schedule within the playoffs. But I don't know, man. I think this is a case where certainly the more complete team did win. I mean, I would have liked the Broncos to make it to the big game. It's a year of the horse, but let's be honest, man. Like that offense was non-existent half of their games.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not saying that the Broncos would get blown out in the big game against Seattle, but it would be expected.
Historically, we've seen it happen before.
This is true.
So think about that.
But there's also some bad calls too, like going for it instead of kicking field goals a few times.
So I mean, but you gotta consider
chances.
You gotta consider the weather.
Yeah, I know. But again, I'm saying like the Broncos had some chances. I didn't say they totally had this one in the bag. They had chances.
Yeah. I hate snow games. They're just so
you want to talk about like weather games in open like arenas? My dad was complaining because the Packers were getting super beat up against the what's it called, the Bears during the regular season when they played in Chicago.
Mhm.
Or sorry, no, what was it? The Packers were playing a game late in the season. What game was it? Hold on, I'll find it here. The Packers were hosting some team. I don't remember, but the Packers were like hosting some team, and but their field was completely frozen over, you know. And my dad was just kind of like laughing and saying that's what the Packers get for refusing to like get like a domed stadium. I think that yes, every stadium should be like domed off.
Yeah,
I mean,
especially in places where it snows.
it's not safe to the players. It's not safe to the fans.
Yeah,
And ultimately, all it does is just hurt the level of play that the fans are receiving. You
yeah,
know,
absolutely, dude.
it's
Like, I
really
mean,
hard to pass the ball. It's really hard to catch the ball, and it's really hard to run the ball. Like, there's just no point in playing a game in bad weather like that, man.
yeah,
And
yeah, I
again,
agree.
especially in a sport where like there's only one game and then you move on or you drop down. It's not like baseball where oh weather affected one game, but we'll play the next game and it'll even out.
No, I mean, yeah, this is like for one team, it's like the last game of their season. It's just like, and it's just, I mean, I don't know, it just sucks. Especially, it's like, dude, like the championship games are like so important too. Like, and it's like, I mean, so many people watched it, and they just have to watch this like crap like snow fest of a game. Like, it sucked.
Yeah, I agree. Like, could you imagine if that was the big game?
Exactly.
No, like
Imagine.
it would be awful.
I mean, they'll never have the big game in like a place like that for that reason. Like they rotated between like the same five cities, like four. That's one of like the main reasons why.
Yeah, like Glendale, Santa
Vegas,
Clara, Vegas.
Miami, LA. It's like that's it.
Yeah.
And also just imagine if Dak was in this game, dude. Imagine
What do you mean? Imagine.
they would have killed him. The media would have crucified him. No, I'm kidding. I'm doing
I'm like, what are you talking about? The stats aren't like awful, considering the weather.
Imagine if Dak was in this game.
And then we have the NFC Conference Championship game with the Rams and the Seahawks. This was a lot more competitive, very back and forth um, between the two teams. Honestly, this was just like two perfectly balanced teams, in my opinion. Either one of these two teams could have made it to the big game.
Yeah. I mean, this is the third time they're playing this year, and every single game was a banger. Every single game was heat. And I don't know. I think they're like super balanced, but I do think the Seahawks were like the better team, obviously, and they won it. Um, Sam Darnold, dude. Sam Darnold is going to the big game.
I will say I want to point out that the Rams went all in, made it in their in that one year that they went all in,
Yeah.
and 4 years later we're this close to making it back.
Yeah, and that's after like, dude, I mean, they haven't had a first round draft pick in like what, like 4 years?
No, they had their first round draft pick last season or last off
Oh,
season.
well, that was like their first one in a while.
Yeah, they didn't have one for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. So even to get that close, pretty impressive. Um, we'll see. We'll see how much Stafford has left in the tank. He looks like he can go for a couple more years, but we'll see if he wants to. But yeah, I don't know. This is a good game. I immediately did not see like a ton of it.
Yeah, it was a good game. I watched as much of it as possible. I mean, this Sunday I was really busy this weekend. That weekend, I'm not gonna lie. I told
Yeah, me
you
too.
about it
Yeah.
before we started. So
But
yeah,
yeah, dude.
it was hard to keep up with everything this weekend.
How
But
how about Sam Darnold, dude? I feel like
Vikings fans, how we feeling? How we
yeah,
feeling, Vikings
Vikings
fans?
fan. Which like, dude, I was writing him off at the end of last season too. Because remember we watched
We watched that man get sacked a combined like 14 times in 2 weeks.
yeah, we watched that. Remember how much we were hyping up that Lions
That week 18 game.
Yeah. And he just got destroyed. He looked bad in the playoffs, and I was just like writing him off. I was like, okay, this is a fluke. He's like back to being Sam Darnold, but
I mean, to be fair, at least half his games this season with Seattle have been just like super game managing, just like don't mess it up.
sure. But sometimes that's what you need.
Yeah, I mean, he might be one of, I'm not going to say the worst, but one of the most mid quarterbacks to potentially win the big game. But I mean, to be fair, Russell Wilson won a ring. I mean, yeah,
Russell Wilson was.
though.
Russell Wilson was good when he was winning a ring. Though.
Hey,
he was like MVP level player.
But Patriots have a chance to do one of the funniest things in big game history. If you know, you run the ball.
But yeah, dude, it's like, oh my god, what year is it? What years have we seen Patriots Seahawks?
Yeah, I've never seen this big game matchup ever before.
No, I wonder what'll happen.
Yeah, I wonder what would happen.
But yeah, do we want to do predictions?
I think it's a little early for predictions.
Yeah. I think we need more info.
Yeah, there's still a whole week where like I don't know, Sam Darnold could drop an accordion on his big toe or something,
Good.
you know. Or you know, JSN, you know,
he decides his true passion is for mini golf.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Drake May can say, you know what? I don't like the Drake May memes about me. I'm done with this.
I'm done. Yeah. Oh, there's one more thing I want to say with the Seahawks. DeMarcus Lawrence was right, man.
DeMarcus Lawrence was right.
He was right.
He was so right. I was on the phone with my father a few days ago. Like, man, don't get me wrong. I love that D-Law is going to make it to the big game. It feels bad not having him on our team anymore. Especially since, like, you know, the whole thing with, like, Micah went down.
Yeah. Especially, like, dude, he was, like, one of my favorite players on the team, dude.
And, I mean, what are we going to do? I mean, what was the plan with D-Law to sign him? Did he not want to sign because we couldn't afford him or because he couldn't stand the locker room? You know, and if it was we couldn't afford him, congratulations. We didn't end up signing the guy we were putting all that money aside for, so we lost on that. And if we didn't sign him because he didn't want to work with some of the people in that locker room, congratulations. We got rid of them anyway.
Yeah.
D-Law, like, win your ring and please come back.
Yeah. Win your ring and then come back and retire a Cowboy. But it's like, I mean, I've like...
He might.
I've like nothing like... People were like really mad when he left. But I have like nothing bad to say about him. Like he took like a really team-friendly deal to stay on the team as long as he did. Like he was about it, dude. Like he was like genuinely about being a Cowboy, and it just didn't work out. And then people were really upset. People were like really not happy when he left, and he like trashed Micah on the way out.
Yeah, I will admit I was one of those people.
Really, I was always like, he's right, dude. Like he's spitting. This MF spitting.
No, I was like, man, you don't get to say about that about like Dallas. I thought D-Law was like legit. I thought he was like this, you know, and then he was just like trashing on, you know, the locker room. I'm like, that's not cool.
Wasn't the locker room entire? I feel like it was more about one specific person.
Well, either way, he was right. Jerry right? I don't know, man. I hate to admit that I think Jerry might know what he's doing.
I'm withholding that judgment until we see who we take with these picks. We have 2 first rounders. So,
2? Yeah, we do.
yeah,
Because we
have
gave
2 first
out
rounders.
one of them.
Yeah. We have 2 first rounders this year. I suspect that I think we're gonna trade one of them to get more depth, but that's not always a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing with house money with that extra first rounder, you know.
Yeah, I think. I
we
mean, I
need-
think.
We need to sign Pickens though.
Well, see, they tagged him, or no, they're going to tag. I saw an article that says they're going to tag him. which
Okay, I didn't see that.
That doesn't mean anything. I don't know though. If we can get another first for Pickens, like if we can get a high first for Pickens.
No, I think it's worth keeping Pickens, man. What are you going to do with the first? You're going to draft a receiver? Pickens was outstanding.
I think Lamb can be the number one guy and just invest that first into the defense, dude. Like the defense needs it badly.
I mean, I agree that the defense needs it badly, but you have 2 first round picks to get, defensive players either by trading or by drafting. But you need to hold on to Pickens, man.
Yeah, I mean, I see the case for holding on to him. Like, I'd probably lean more towards holding on to him, but I can also see the case for if someone's offering like a first and a third for him, I might do it.
No, sir.
I think some teams might be desperate for a receiver like him.
I know that man balled out, and I would love to see him wearing the star again next season.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'm just saying if you can get a haul, like if you get an offer you can't refuse, then you gotta take it.
I don't know. It's gonna take a crazy offer that I can't refuse.
Would you do it for 2 first? A first this year, or a first and a third this year, and then a first next year? I feel like that's a pretty crazy haul.
I mean, it's a crazy haul, but who is that desperate to just like get rid of a first round pick for the next 3 seasons?
I mean, teams that are like in win now mode, dude.
What team is in the win now mode? We just need like a few more elements, like a good wide receiver. There's none.
The Chiefs, maybe the Chiefs. Well, no, because Mahomes is gonna be out all next year.
Really, all next year?
No, maybe not actually. I guess.
I mean, at least maybe 6 weeks.
Yeah, so maybe the Chiefs. Maybe they're like, we need someone from Mahomes. Maybe.
No, why would they? I mean, they don't need it. They still got a good team though, and why would they?
But they don't have a number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah, but they're not going to need one. They basically have to punt next season.
True. Okay, well, what about the Ravens?
The Ravens are in rebuild mode. They just fired their head coach.
They're not in rebuild mode.
They're in rebuild mode.
They're not.
You fire your head coach. You're in a rebuild.
No, but as long as they have Lamar, they're not in a rebuild.
I think the one team that could argue, if we just had a really good wide receiver, would be like the Jaguars or the Chargers. But neither of those 2 teams are like in window mode.
Yeah, they're not like desperate yet. I don't know though. I feel like maybe the Bills. I feel like the Bills have to be pretty desperate.
The Bills are super desperate, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the Bills would be that desperate to do it, but I can't see any other team doing that.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know, man. If you get the right offer, I think you should take it.
Crazy. This man's out here crazy. But
I'm just saying.
That's all I got. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's basically everything for me.
All right. Well, let's get that outro going, and yeah. All right. I had to think about it right there. As always, I've been your host, Adrian.
been what's oh
You go.
no, I had it.
No. Oh, there you go.
And your boy Chris.
I thank you again for tuning in to another episode of Point After Podcast. We want to thank you all for your patience with our very small hiatus. We'll try to get it together next week for our thoughts on the big game, as close to the big game as possible that schedule's allowing. And as always, thank you for listening. And it's been so long, I forgot how to sign off.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll catch you in the next episode.